Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for taking your precious time to attend to this short presentation of ours. Okay, let me introduce myself. I'm from Guarding Sdn Bhd. My name is T. Lian Ho, and the Sales Director of Guarding. Today's topic, I will cover very briefly on a subject which is probably not very common to most of us, which is air movement. My topic would actually cover a bit of the very brief introduction of the problems of air movement, as well as some of the solutions that we are able as a company to provide. Okay. Briefly, my presentation will be broken down into three parts. And the first part is the importance of air movement. Secondly, we will also take the opportunity to also introduce the solutions, which is the brand called Infinair, the number one leading air movement manufacturers from China. And third, lastly, is also we also want to have a brief introduction of Guarding, the delivering partner for Infinair in Malaysia. Okay, let me just start off by asking, what is air movement? By definition, air movement or fluid dynamics is the natural science of air or gases in motion. Like the name says, air, it moves air. So most of us are actually probably more familiar with the term aerodynamics, which is the synonymous with the designs of aircrafts, fans, automobiles, and it's a very critical importance in a factor that will affect designs of a lot of equipments, particularly cars. So the lower the CDI for a car, you find that the better the performance or the air drag would be onto the automobile. So certain times, certain solutions, designs are not, it's very nice to be on paper, but when you execute, when you actually design it, when you actually manufacture it, there are constraints because of a lot of factors. And all this has got to do with air movement. And today's topic, we are generally talking about air movements within indoor. So it's indoor air movements. So first of all, globally, who sets the standard for air movements? In a building like this, we may not see it. Actually, there's a lot of fans, generators, AHU, which is in operations. So the standards for globally, the main body that actually sets the standard is an organization called AMCA, which is in short for Air Movement Control Association. AMCA is a non-profit organization that creates standards for tests and rates heating, ventilating, and air conditioning equipment, which is under the acronym of HVAC. So, and in fact, it is actually the best known for its fan ratings, but it's also involved in other things. There's accessories to the fans, such as dampers, louvers, grills, air curtains, and other outside HVAC equipment that's associated with those fans. So the next question we have to ask ourselves is, why do we implement systems to generate air movement indoors? Why do a developer, why do a building owner who want to implement these the fans or the ventilators? So the number one reason is regulation. Because regulation stipulated in building codes is the main driving force that building owners are complying to this requirement. Because we know if a developer can cut costs, they would do so. However, these are conditions which is non-negotiable, it's compulsory. So that's the reason why you have the systems and also the standards set by MCA. However, on this note, a lot of buildings owners or even property maintenance people, they are now going into a voluntary acquisition of improving indoor air qualities. It's because indoor air quality actually, and improvements of the quality can increase productivity, will reduce the amount of sick leaves that people takes every year because of humidity, because of contamination, because of smoke. So we need to ask ourselves what types of buildings are affected in this ruling set by the authorities. As a matter of fact, all industrial buildings such as factories, warehouses, commercial buildings, it can be like office blocks, can be probably like food courts, and also not excluding residential properties, houses. There's a growing awareness of due to design constraints. You find that a lot of the homes are now built more compact, and because they're more compact, you find that the designs of homes are actually putting away what used to be at the corner or the back of the wall, like your toilet, your lavatory. It's now built right in the middle of your home, and because when you're in the middle of home, you do not have any ventilation. So this is one of the conditions that the authorities, whether it is the land authority or whether it's the DBKL, they will actually impose that you must have some kind of ventilation. So, and sometimes you find that due to lack of or poor ventilation, so all these buildings would then require some kind of air movement products in order to improve the air quality. So let's talk about what are the problems if we have poor indoor air quality. I think most of us probably are aware of, but let me just go through the common ones again. I think the first thing is that the poor indoor air quality normally builds higher humidity. High humidity means actually the air quality is bad, and it will actually leads to, number one, I think you're talking about mold will grow onto maybe your products. There are certain factories whereby they store maybe finished goods that's perishable. That's affected by increased level of humidity. You're talking about accumulation of bacteria and viruses, which is naturally bad for the human health. Heat is also a very major factor for poor indoor air quality. If heat's up the indoor, you find that naturally people gets a lot less productive. So and this is one of the problems of indoor air quality. Smoke can be a problem. Stale air, of course, is part of the whole spectrum up there. A very common syndrome they call the sick building syndrome, which is invisible. You don't see, you don't smell it. But people in buildings which is now very airtight and air conditioned. So although it is comfortable with the air conditioned environment, however, the air indoor is not circulated. And when it's not circulated, which means the spread of diseases or bacteria, if someone's falling sick, actually can easily make somebody unhealthy. And sick building syndrome is a major problem in a lot of developed countries, especially for buildings that is built a long time ago, but they're unable to make changes, and with very poor so-called air movement solutions or fans. VOC, which is a volatile organic compound, is another form of odorless, but it's also kind of a bacteria. Formaldehydes comes from the things in your room indoor. It can be your furniture, it can be your rugs, it can be your carpet, because those components or compounds used, such as glues and all, they emits formaldehyde, and formaldehyde has been recognized to be carcinogen potential. In other words, it can cause cancers. So by not having a good ventilation in an indoor, actually these are some of the problems that actually arises. So what are the symptoms when you have a poor indoor air quality? You feel tired, lethargy, fatigue. Certain times, for people who are more sensitive, headaches, dizziness, nausea, it's probably sneezing probably due to maybe dirt, sniffing, eye irritation, and allergy. So these are some of the common problems of indoor air quality that would manifest itself. So what are the solutions? That's when Infinair is one of the major or number one player in manufacture for these air movement products. So let us go through what can Infinair do to resolve some of these challenges and problems. So first of all, the solutions to indoor air quality is typically it involves calculation of various properties of the fluid, which is in this case is air, such as velocity, flow velocity, pressure, density, temperature, and also the functions of space and time. So in other words, although it seems simple to remove air, but actually there's a lot of science and a lot of calculation of various factors to resolve, to improve your air quality. So in this regard, Infinair, one of the leading manufacturers for such products. But who is Infinair in the first place? This is the first time Infinair is into Malaysia, and we are doing a launch in Malaysia. So we just will take this opportunity to briefly explain who we are and who Infinair is. So it specializes in the manufacturing of air movement solutions for large-scale facilities, such as complexes, office buildings, religious halls, hotels, storage facility, and on and on and on. But allow us to just give you a very brief introduction and history of Infinair. There are many milestones, but I'm shortening these the milestones so that we can meet within the 30 minutes that we're allowed to speak and present today. So the company was established in 2003 in Shanghai, one of the capital city of China. And in 2004, we actually released the first MCAR certified product. Again, as I said, the MCAR is the World Global Certifying Organization for Air Movement Products. In 2009, we received awards of High-Tech Enterprise, Patent Developing Enterprise. That's in China. 2011, we are very proud to say that Infinair Aerodynamic Lab became the first MCAR accredited lab in mainland China. I think this is something that we are very proud of. And MCAR has got very, very strict and stringent standards before you can qualify to be accredited to their standards. And Infinair was the first company in China to achieve that. And of course, the other highlight is in 2015, they achieved the ISO 9001 certification and ISO 14001 and OSAS 18001. And finally, Infinair is available in Malaysia in 2016 during this REACT show. So these are some of the summary of the products that we make. To give you an idea, we have got industrial fans, industrial centrifugal fans, mixed flow, tunnel fan and metro fan, axial flow fan, inducing fans, kitchen fume extractors, inline centrifugal, cabinet fans, AHU, wall-mounted, and rooftop. So what you're seeing, just 13 different series, but within each series, the strength of Infinair is their ability to customize to the client's requirement. In other words, you have got more than at least maybe 10 to 15 different variations of each different models. So the requirement, or rather the specification, would all depends on the client's requirements. So Infinair is in a position they are able to actually customize. And who are the customers and where the applications? Infinair's product has been are used in many different industries, such as the oil and gas, aerospace, metallurgy, hotels, lab, complexes, warehouse, electronics, public new facilities, etc., etc. And who are some of their important customers or their recognizable customers? This is part of the portfolios. We have supplied to manufacturers, car manufacturers, GE, Toyota, Honda, Chevrolet, and also like IKEA, which we all know. We are one of their major suppliers to a lot of the facilities. We supply the kitchen hood fumes ventilators or extractors for a lot of the KFC stores in China. Of course, we supply to the manufacturers or factories for Coca-Cola. In addition, we also serve some of the hospitality industry, such as Hyatt, Hilton. These are all global name brands: McDonald's, Caterpillar, Michelin, and on and on. Okay, let me just go next to who we are for local representation. Infinair is now collaborating with Guardian Sdn Bhd. So Guardian Sdn Bhd, who we are pioneer in promoting wider application of air movement. We are very well known for our ventilators. We are focused on creating greater awareness of better IAQs, such as in this case here. And we work with world-class manufacturing partners. I think certainly Infinair falls within that category. So in addition to air movement products, of course AirGuard is one of the leading ventilating brand in the market. We have a full range of different solutions for ventilations. Our highlights of our company is we also have in-house installers, which is very unique for a lot of customers. Our products are energy efficient. We are also into the HVLS, which is high volume, low speed fans. We use some of the best motors in the industry, such as Lenz from Germany for motors in our AC models. We just recently introduced our compact and powerful drive unit, which is based on DC technologies. The feature that's outstanding in some of our HVLS is, of course, the compact size, energy efficient, and also we have got our patented integrated soft start feature in our products. By the way, we have a booth at the L237 right at the end of this booth. For those who are interested to take a look at some of our products, you're more than welcome. So besides on the hardware, Guardian prides ourselves for having our own in-house installer and service team. So within the industries, we claim actually we are probably the only one who actually provides such after sales or sales support services to our clients. So Guard Squad is our in-house engineers and technicians. So we do site evaluations, we do design, we also do proposal for clients. In other words, we do consultation. Over the years, we have worked with a lot of the major local clients in Malaysia. We have worked with Time W, Tune Hotels, DHL, MCT, EcoWorld, Setia, and many, many more. So that's wraps up my presentation today. I welcome if there's any questions about products or about company or about our branch. Thank you very much.